Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So earlier this week I had to walk to the train station to get to work. Recently I've been driving to the station, but my car has not been working this week, so I had to walk to the station, which is fine. It's not a long walk, but so I had to leave the house at just after 6 o'clock in the morning. And so as I was walking to the station, it was, dark. It was night, not nighttime, but the sky was dark, the stars were out. And previously, whenever I've walked anywhere to get somewhere, and I'm on my own, I will always power walk, because I'm like, well, I just want to get there as quickly as possible, so I'll power walk. But I have been injured, running injury recently, so I've not been power walking for several months now, and actually, with walking to the station at that time in the morning, just walking, relaxing, I was like, do you know what? This is really nice. And I was walking along and I was looking at the stars, and it was very peaceful, and it was, I was noticing things, and I was like, wow, because, previously, when I've been in, anorexia mind focused, you kind of don't notice things. I would have walked for every single day of the year, but I would have been focusing on my walking and I wouldn't have taken anything in around me. And actually walking to the station this week and enjoying it and looking around and, thinking this is really nice, seeing the stars and stuff. And it kind of, it highlighted to me, oh my goodness, I'm walking and I'm taking things in, I'm experiencing things which previously anorexia has stopped me from experiencing. And, that's not to say like this hasn't happened previously. It was just on this walk to the station, I particularly noticed it, and I was like, oh, wow. And again, likewise, again this week, so in my other job, when I was in the office earlier this week, I was in a bad mood. There was no kind of real reason for this bad mood. I was just a bit grumpy, I was moaning about everything and anything. My friends at work were laughing at me, saying, you're really funny today, you're grumpy. And then, so coming away from that and actually looking back on that again, I'm like, do you know what? It's actually really nice to be grumpy about things totally uneating disorder related. And again, I had not thought about this before until this week when, I was grumpy at work, and, it was funny. And I was like, it's so nice to be able to just go to work, be normal, moan about work and be grumpy, and, the eating disorder to be kind of non-existent at that, the time I was at work. And again, it highlighted to me, I've been working for years, and obviously, situations like this have happened, a lot. It's not like this is the first time I've ever been at work and, not had the eating disorder feeling in my presence. But I really noticed it this week, like with the walk to the station, and it does make me reflect on, God, years ago, my whole world was dominated by anorexia. I couldn't, spend a day at work without thinking about it, or I couldn't even get to work because my life was so anorexia focused. As I said, I couldn't walk and notice things. And it's so nice actually to be able to notice these things now and actually think, oh God, do you know what? How nice it is to be able to go to work. And I know I'm in a very able position to be able to say that I do that, but to go to work, to chat with my colleagues, to moan, it's so wonderful. And again, it's only when you kind of stop and reflect and think about it that you realise how far you've come. And I saw a quote today by Charlie Mackesy, I don't know if that's how you say it, the man who wrote that book about, you know, the mole, the horse, the boy. And it says, one day you will see how long the storm raged and know how well you did. And this really resonated with me, particularly this week when these things have happened. And actually, yeah, you know, some days, one day, we all will see what we have been through, how long the eating disorder storm have raged, and how well we are doing. And yet we may still be in that storm, but we're still coming out of it as such. So I thought that was a really nice quote, and actually very relevant to this vlog and actually what I've had going on this week. And I think because often in recovery, we're so because recovery from anorexia means you have to kind of focus on fighting anorexia, we kind of forget everything else that's going on. Our world is still focused on anorexia because we're doing recovery. But so, like, I have found personally that in recovery, with my life getting bigger, you know, I've naturally just focused on anorexia less. And that's not me, you know, some people, you know, you will see on social media things, everything they put up is kind of anorexia recovery focused or eating disorder recovery focused. But for me, it's kind of like just forgetting about it. That is the key thing. And the bigger my life has got, the more I have just forgotten about it. You know, life has grown and anorexia has shrunken. And I think we're often very, very focused on how far we've got to go, and, you know, thinking, oh, you know, I'm still not at this point, you know, I'm still, whatever it is, counting calories, or I'm still weighing out food, or whatever. We're always thinking about, I think, how far we've got to go and not reflecting on how far we've come. And as I say, this week it has really been kind of, you know, those two kind of occasions of walking to work and being at work have really kind of highlighted to me how far I have come, which I think, you know, we need to do more of. Yeah, we may not be at our, you know, final destination, but we are still moving away from the beginning, the start line. And again, you know, this week, me and my mum were watching a programme on TV, and this girl on the programme was running away. And she was escaping on a train, and she sat down on the train, and she was, you know, really nervous, waiting for the train to move off so that she could get away. And then the train started moving, and she was sighed a sigh of relief. And I said to my mum, that was like me when I ran away to France from the inpatient unit that I was at, and, you know, laughed. And I said, that feels like a different lifetime. It feels like I'm a different person. And my mum was like, yeah, thank God. But it's little things like that that I've noticed this week that do highlight how far I have come. And I just wanted to share these with you to kind of, because I think it's so easy to, you know, these things to just not be noticed and to disappear into life. So I wanted to share it to kind of encourage everybody else, anybody who's watching, to kind of, yeah, you may not be where you want to be, but reflect on how far you've come, because, you know, even if you've only come that far is progress, and, you know, you're doing well. So keep going, and thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe if you would like to, and I'll be back soon.